Welcome to the Bree Pod. I'm here with me, Bree. Today we're going to talk about things that I have learned so far being pregnant and on the journey to jaw surgery. Last time we spoke, I told everyone that the bottom braces were coming on, and they're here. They're very painful. I kind of forgot how painful the braces feel for the first week or so. I don't know why I forgot it. I guess it was like 5 months ago, so you would forget that initial feeling. But yeah, we're back to that feeling of pain. Um, this time I think I'm more so on soft food than I was before because basically the braces have very much um created sores on my cheeks on each side. And even though I could use wax, one of the things they say to do is that if you're going to have braces for a long time, it's best to try to like basically feel it, tough it out, I should say, than doing the wax because this is going to be a problem that happens for a while. So to help the cheeks get used to it, more so just kind of let it happen. At least that's what the advice I was given. So because of this, and because they are creating like these little sores in my mouth, it's not that they're sores, it's just it's very tender in those spots where the braces are hitting. It makes eating very difficult because the food hits the tender spots and then that hurts too. And then the way that my teeth sit, I can't properly chew anything like a chip or something that's hard. I have to go with pure soft or smoothies and stuff. And so I am very excited for this to end. I always remind myself that this is only temporary, but sometimes it's hard to remind yourself that when you're in the moment. So it's been a bit difficult and it's hard to talk, but we're doing it. And I started to do more research on jaw surgery. I know that's going to be scary, but I started to do more research again because now that I'm in pain again, I was thinking, oh, maybe this is a good time to help myself figure out the meals I'm going to be eating because I believe the first 10 days you need to be on a liquid diet. And then after that, you can move to very soft foods. And then after that, you have to stay on soft foods for a good amount of time. I think like 8 weeks or so before you can actually try something hard again. So I'm really nervous about that because I love delicious hard food. But I guess in a way, maybe it's good that these braces, the bottom braces, are hurting so bad at the cheeks because it's forcing me to eat soft foods that barely need any kind of chewing. Um, I have in my mind thought about if I had one of those fake little, those toys, the fake teeth toys, and just chewed up my food with the fake teeth and then ate it. But those were like just thoughts I had because I was thinking how much I really am missing, good food. But I wanted to bring you along this journey with me. So, what I've learned so far is if I were to redo, start over, would I do pregnancy at the same time as a jaw surgery? I don't think so. I mean, maybe I would because I wouldn't know, but I guess from what I know now, um, I just feel like I don't know if I like this feeling. I don't know if anybody does like feeling, the pain, but I've been thinking of that. Like, would I do this again? I don't know. Probably not. I don't know if I'd want to, just because both pains from each thing just mess. I guess like they hit at the same time, you know? So it's hard to want to say that I would want to do this again because you've got with pregnancy, you have the feeling of your body's changing, the baby's getting bigger, and you're just feeling every little, you know, change. Um, I am doing the chiropractor though, so that has helped a lot with my back. But there's still moments where I'll have like walked a little bit or standing in some weird way, and the next thing you know, I'm crying in pain. So, but it's not as bad as where we began, which is nice. Um, like I said last time, I feel like every time I move up in pregnancy of the next week, the next, however many weeks I'm at, I'm learning something new. So I'm at 31 weeks now, and I'm learning that the chiropractor has been helpful. To be careful how I position my body when walking or standing. Like, I realize that sometimes when I'm standing, I lean into my hip, which is what is not helping the lower back. So that's been helpful. And then I think the only thing that I don't, well, not the only thing, one of the things I don't like about being on the jaw surgery path and pregnant is that every time I finally get my nutrients down for the baby and get a really good solid idea of what to eat, when something new happens for my mouth, I have to restart. And it's kind of stressful because I'm going up against IBS, I'm going up against acid reflux. These are things I've had way prior to a baby. Um, and then I'm going up against, like I what's healthy and nutrient in that. Um, and of course, there are plenty of things you can eat that are soft, but I don't want to overdo the stuff that's unhealthy. Like, can't do mac and cheese every day, even though it'd be amazing because if you get yourself a good noodle, it's like, oh, this is easy to chew. So that's the part that kind of sucks. And my gummies that I was taking for prenatals, I can't really chew them right now. So trying to figure out how to get that. I may have to go to a pill form for a couple weeks until I can actually chew something again fully. Um, so it's just kind of a pain, kind of annoying. But I try to remind myself this is only temporary. But as I was looking at the jaw surgery stuff, I got scared again because it's kind of freaking me out. Um, Knowing that there's gonna be like a week. They said the first week is hell, where I'm gonna be in pain, I'm be bleeding, um, and like my cheek pain right now is what I think is painful. You know what I mean? So I'm like, how am I gonna survive if I think cheek pain is painful? Like that's ridiculous. So I'm kind of worried. A little bit worried about that. But we'll see what happens. Try not to be too try not to scare myself too much because labor is also coming, and as I've said, I'm kind of worried about that. I've been given a lot of good advice by people though. Everybody has told me, labor is going to be instinctual. Uh, trust the nurses, the people around you, and trust your body. So I know that it'll probably be okay, but I think it's just that fear of the unknown, which I've said probably multiple times on here, is the fear of the unknown is scary. It like makes me worried, but at the same time, um, you know, things will probably be okay. So I just need to breathe. But it's been hard, because I'm nervous, and Um, especially the way that I'm handling pain. I'm nervous about that because everything that I think hurts now, it's gonna be worse than what that is. So I don't know. I guess we'll find out as time goes on. Um, but in but anyway, what I've learned so far is that I probably would not do this again. Obviously, I don't have to do this again because, you only have to do jaw surgery once. But if I were to recommend jaw surgery in pregnancy, like the paths, because jaw surgery is going to happen after after I have the baby. It'll be like springtime. It'll actually happen. Uh, but it'll be um, it'll be like I don't know where I'm going with that one. Yeah, sorry. It's not what it will be like. It's just that I don't know if I would do this all over again, I guess. The whole point with that was um also pregnancy brain is so real. It's not that I didn't believe it before. I just didn't experience it, so I didn't think about it. But now that I've been experiencing it, I feel like I'm get lost sometimes of what a word I want to say or when I'm trying to explain myself. So if you're have been listening lately and you're like, oh my gosh, this girl is confused. um, it's because the pregnancy brain is making me think, oh wait, did I say that? Did I not say that? So I learned that pregnancy brain is real. I learned that in the world of moms, it's a scary place. Which I think there's an episode that I talk about that where there's a lot of mean girl vibe. There's a lot of like people that feel they know everything. There's people that feel judged or attacked, which it happens a lot. I mean, I see in my group a lot, they'll say something small like, oh, I'm thinking about putting this color in my nursery. And then one girl's like attacking her because the color isn't correct or it's gonna like I don't know, burn the baby's eyes. Not that it would, but that's how intense some of these moms can get. So I've learned that um, judgment is really high. I mean, not that that's a shock because I feel like um, that's kind of a norm, especially for women. Not saying you don't get judged as a man, but um, everything is always so judgy. It's like you're too big, you're too small, you don't do this enough, you don't do that enough, you're not a great mom, you're a good mom. There's no like happy medium. It's always extremities. So I'm learning to try to cancel that noise now prior to actually momming. Um, because I don't want to get caught up in what someone else says just because they think that that's the truth. Um, I want to live in my own truth. I don't want to live by someone else's opinion or have them make me feel bad, especially since I believe that we were gifted with mother's instinct. Um, and so you're gonna have that feeling like, oh, no, that's wrong, or oh, that's not safe. Um, Maybe even a little too much if you're a little bit helicopter, which again, I'm not trying to judge there. I'm just saying it because I know a part of me is gonna be a little bit probably helicoptery. We're gonna have to work on that, but just things like that. So, I mean, I'm not saying that I regret these decisions though, because the reason why I wanted to do this jaw surgery, go down this path at the same time as pregnancy, wasn't because I was a lover for pain. I didn't know, obviously, that it would be this much, but I think my thought was, do I want to have a baby that can walk and be in the walking stages, and then me have this really aggressive, I shouldn't say aggressive, but it's an intense surgery. It's not like a baby surgery. Nah, I shouldn't say that. Not saying surgeries are babies, but it's not like a simple, you know, get up and go, you're good. It's like, I'm going to be in pain. I'm going to be bleeding. I'm going to be drooling. I'm not going to be able to eat. There's a lot of functions that I am not going to be able to do. And so being a mom is just not going to be able to be something I can do during that first week of recovery, which I do have a plan where I do have my mom coming out to help me and then with the baby so that way I can just recover. But I thought I don't want to have my child mobile where they can like run around and then it's a little bit more difficult and challenging, versus when they're a little baby. They're mobile. You can decide where they are, regardless, if they like that or not, but you can decide if they're, with you or in the crib or whatever. So I felt that that would be the easiest versus me having to be worried um, about my child running around. Not saying that my mom would be there to watch the baby or anything, but I feel like that'd just be very difficult for all of us, especially since I'm also gonna need help. Um, because I'm not gonna be able to do, from what I've been reading, a lot of things by myself for that first week. Like it's gonna be hard to eat. I have to use a syringe to do the liquid diet because a straw, the way that you use a straw can hurt the wounds, so, something to do with hurting you or hurting your jaw the way that you like suck on it. So I can't use a straw, so I have to use a syringe. And I'm gonna probably have to use a syringe for a little bit until I can officially um, use a spoon or a fork or stuff like that again. So those are the things that scare me. And I think the reason being is because it's coming so soon. Like spring is right around the corner. Labor is literally around the corner. Like we're a couple weeks and we hit August. You know what I mean? So it's kind of scary. Like it's funny how it feels slow and fast all at the same time. It feels slow um being pregnant because I feel like I've been pregnant forever, but then it feels fast when it comes to actually looking at the timing. Um and I definitely think it feels slower when you're like, depending on the day, if you feel more pain, you know, it's a little bit, I feel like that those days are slower. And then when you're not doing too bad, you're doing all right, all of a sudden it's like, okay, we're fast. Here we are, almost August. So it's scary. It's scary because also I know that like when the baby comes, I will not be um it won't be like a quiet, you get to the spring, not saying that it would be, um but like you get to the springtime and next thing you know, boom, jaw surgery time. So that's the thoughts I'm having. I'm kind of scared. Kind of scared of where I'm at. Um but I've learned a lot so far during this whole process. I've definitely I mean I know no matter what the whole time I'm going to learn a lot, but it's been definitely challenging, especially coming from an eating disorder background to recovery to figuring out what I can eat pregnant the first trimester when you're sick to figuring out what I can eat that's nutrients when I finally got my um food back. Dang it. This is what I hate about pregnancy brain. Um then getting the top braces and having to go back to like a softer food again, thinking that I couldn't eat any food ever again because I was like so worried. But then I started being able to eat food like no issue. But then after that, I was getting on a nutrient place of being in a good spot, and then here we are, bottom braces, and we're back to um, learning another nutrition thing. So it's been a journey, and it's coming very close to where the paths are going to start, coming to their, I don't want to say their end, but the labor will be in no time, figuring out the new life, which will make all those months that lead to surgery go by so fast. And then surgery. So it's like, whoa. And then I'm kind of scared because, like I said, when you're in the pain process, it takes longer or feels longer. Like that 1 week that they call a hell week for jaw surgery. Even though it's 1 week, it's gonna feel like a long week. So it's crazy. It's crazy, but I'm bringing you on it. I'm bringing you on this journey with me. I'm not alone. Um, yeah, so I was thinking, I don't know if I should write a blog on what I've learned during the process of jaw surgery and the food, like during that time. I mean, obviously, I probably wouldn't be able to write this during the actual Hell Week, but I was wondering if I should be writing stuff down so that it could help somebody that potentially is getting jaw surgery. Um, and I can help kind of learn what worked and what didn't work. Um, just kind of curious if I should do that. I've thought about it, but I don't know. So yeah, this is what I've learned so far. I was inspired by Pink's song. That's what I know so far. This is what I've learned so far. Um, I've learned that moms do not get enough credit for everything that they do, which I think I knew this, but again, um, it's just the learning process. I'm not saying that I'm comparing myself to that because I'm not technically a full-blown mother yet. Like I am a mom, but I'm not, raising my child outside of my womb yet. But um, I do see the harshness and the judgments on the other moms that I follow or am a part of a group in. And it makes me sad because it's just, you already think that, like, a lot of people already have a position where they don't feel good about themselves. They think they're a bad mom. They think that they don't do enough. And then on top of that, you have people that kind of confirm it, even though they're not actually confirming, like it's not actually true. You take it in like, well, I already feel this way about myself, so therefore it's true because they said so. And it's sad watching that because I've seen so many amazing mothers that are doing the best that they can. I mean, the thing that I learned, I probably would say my biggest takeaway out of all of this is that just because you nope, that's not where I'm going with it. Pregnancy brain, dude. Okay. The thing that I've learned the most about this is really that every step of the way is a learning lesson. And that is, I think that's the norm. Like, I think we try to make it not the norm. Like, we're supposed to know every little thing, we're supposed to know how our body reacted or how we feel or whatever. But really, I've learned with both paths that I'm taking right now, it's just learning. And then once you get over that one thing, like, and when I say get over, I mean like when you think that you conquered that next thing, you've got a new mountain or a new situation that you are learning. So I think that we gotta give ourselves more grace with that and be okay with the fact that it's okay to live like that, where you it's almost it I mean, I don't like to compare life to a game, but it's almost like levels of a game. You get through the first level, that wasn't so bad. Okay. At first you thought it was bad, but then you got through it. Now we're on level 2. Um, so I think if you focus on it like that and just give yourself grace that you don't know what's next, you don't know what's around the corner, even if you have multiple children, that doesn't really give you a full blown, I'd say, like, I think you have a better idea, but then there's the whole thing that each child is different personality wise, um, even maybe immunity wise, um, immune system. So I think that it's okay to not know and take what you have and what you want to learn, not what's forced upon you, and just live toward that path of what, you know, what you want in life. I think that's what's been helpful. And just giving grace that in that one moment you think it's the hardest point, you conquer it, and then you're going to hit another place where you think is the hardest point. But you're eventually going to conquer it, and you are doing everything you can. So hopefully that helps for some of you that may be a bit too hard on yourselves. But if you'd like to share in the comments below what you've learned so far on whatever path you may be on, whether it's motherhood, just life in general, or maybe you're on the road to jaw surgery, let me know because I'm curious. Like, what are some things that you've learned? Maybe that could help give you advice of, how did you overcome it or how'd you get through it? Stuff like that. So, with that being said, you are loved, you are worthy, you are cherished, and I am proud of you. Until next time on the Breed Pod.